Hey fight fans, I'm Sarah Davis and I hope you had a great weekend. We have a bunch of news from the MMA world to bring you, including another fight for UFC 156 and the latest on the January Strikeforce card. Stick with us because our MMA panel will break it all down for us, so let's get started. A bantamweight fight has been added to the UFC 156 card, which is taking place on Super Bowl weekend. Uriah Faber, who most recently fought for the interim title in July, is slated to face Englishman Vaughn Lee. Lee was submitted by Faber's teammate TJ Dillashaw at UFC on Fuel TV Munoz vs. Weidman. Italian middleweight Alessio Sakara has appealed the Quebec Athletic Commission's decision to disqualify him for striking Patrick Cote with illegal hits to the back of his head at UFC 154. The commission has denied his appeal and ruled a win for Cote, not a no contest. There is talk of a rematch between the two fighters. And it looks like Strikeforce middleweight champion Luke Rockhold has suffered an injury which has forced him off the January card and out of his title defense against Lorenz Larkin. Larkin was not happy about the news and his camp thinks Rockhold is ducking him. That's the latest from the world of MMA. Let's hear what John Pollock and Robin Black have to say about it all. And John, is this Strikeforce card doomed?
I think this promotion is doomed, Robin. I mean, this is the saddest, just whimpering to a finish line for a promotion. When you know there is a drop-dead date, it's such a lame duck period, and it's felt like that for a year. And now this card, which was originally to feature 3 title fights, Gilbert Melendez has fallen out, Luke Rockhold has fallen out, and now we have not Luke Rockhold, but rather Nate Marquardt and Tarek Saffiedine, along with Dion Staring, challenging Daniel Cormier as our big salute to Strikeforce as they close shop.
Yeah, you know, it's a bit of a whimper. You know, what can you really do, though? But I know a kid who fought for 2 minutes this weekend, Jordan Meehan, who fought for 2 minutes, looked fantastic, came out uninjured, put him on the card.
Well, that's a great segue, Robin. You're a professional at this. Jordan Meehan looking fantastic against a guy in Forrest Petz, very dangerous fighter, but someone that Jordan Meehan made very easy work of. And I think for Jordan Meehan, I actually spoke to him last week, he was hoping that if all went well Friday night, he would be able to do this January 12th card in Oklahoma City. I don't know if that's something they're looking at, but at the rate of guys falling out, maybe Jordan Meehan will be getting a phone call.
Yeah, and all went well is an understatement. The kid went in there and he just moved around. Forrest Petz was saying in the time leading up to it that he was going to put pressure on Jordan. And you know what? The thing is, Jordan Meehan and his father Lee, they knew that was the game plan. So they made a game plan that involved drawing out his punches using feints and movement. And when he threw his punches out, get inside and elbow him. It worked like a charm. Jordan may have a sore elbow, but other than that, he is ready to go. And as people are falling, you know, why not use the end of Strikeforce to build up a couple of these young guys? Give them a platform. Jordan Meehan's a good place to start.
Sure, why not? Cut costs, too, when you don't have some of these champions to pay, including Gilbert Melendez. Also, Friday night's card in Hamilton, Ontario. Very impressive performance from Jesse Ronson against Ryan Healy. Extremely tough grappler. Not the sexiest name out there. This is just a tough fight for Jesse Ronson, who was riding a 7-fight win streak and kept it rolling on Friday.
Man, you know, it's a really fascinating thing, and it's one of the fun things. I get to do color commentary on that show, and one of the really fun things about it is seeing these guys right before they get to the UFC. So that by the time they get there, we know their story, we have some insight into them. And Jesse Ronson is a very super legitimate striker who showed great takedown defense, great scrambling, great fitness, because he hit Ryan Healy. I mean, for people who haven't seen that fight, he must have hit Ryan Healy 150 times, including 5 head kicks, 3 in a row. Bam, bam, bam. Healy didn't go away. It was a fantastic fight, but Jesse Ronson's ready for the UFC. There's no way this guy should be fighting anywhere other than the UFC in his next fight.
And that was my next question. What are you doing right now? You've managed fighters in the past. What are you telling Jesse Ronson right now? Is he just awaiting that phone call right now? Is he keeping busy? What do you do right now if you're Jesse Ronson with the UFC? They're dealing with a number of Strikeforce imports potentially in early 2013. What do you do right now?
Well, Jesse's, after his last fight, before this one, he looked fantastic, and he did enlist a higher-level manager, and they are pursuing it. Really, you know, that progression for these young guys, in some ways, it's very simple. There was a time where you would go and find really low-level, cans for your guys to fight in the beginning, and then slowly work them up and fight an ex-UFC guy. That doesn't work anymore. Now you've got to develop these guys as legitimate fighters against legitimate opponents all the way through. And when they get close, that's when they find a good quality manager and pursue the UFC. For a guy like Jesse Ronson, just looked fantastic. He's absolutely ready to go.
Now, as I mentioned, a number of fighters that you have managed, one of them being Nick Denis, myself and John Ramdy, and we chatted about the retirement last week, but we wanted your perspective as someone heavily involved in that decision process.
Well, Nick Denis is an incredible fighter, and he's an incredible human being. He has a master's degree in biochemistry. He was working on his PhD when we went and pursued a UFC contract for him. I went and helped pursue that because that was something he wanted with his life. When we found that, he bowed out of studying his PhD to chase that dream, but he's always had this sort of awareness because of his biochemical background, this awareness of the dangers of head trauma. He got a concussion when he fought Marlon Sandro, and since that he's been really aware of it. And it's a risk-reward thing. He loves it. He absolutely loves fighting on every level, but he's one of these guys who can see the future and he doesn't see that the risk is worth it. But what I do love is he did it very classy. He didn't sort of knock the sport. He didn't talk about it like the boogeyman. He retired very classy, and he's going to do a lot of cool things.
He doesn't really strike me as the kind of fighter that's going to get the itch down the road to come back, or do you see him possibly maybe getting that urge at some
does
point?
Absolutely love fighting, competing, the martial arts, but no, I don't think he will be somebody who will pop back up. He really believes that the risk is too great for him, and he has so many other interesting things. This guy, has blogs on all kinds of weird world events, and he's a bit of a prepper. He's going out and moving into the forest and building his own home. He's a fascinating guy.
He's Robin Black, folks. He's on his road to 135 pounds on Friday. And Sarah, look at this guy in fantastic condition.
Amazing.
More skin than we need.
Like, it's been so amazing, Robin.
Hungry.
We're wishing you the best of luck.
Thank you.
Okay, thanks, guys. And guess what? We are also pumped because Fight Network is starting on Thursday, December 6th at 9 p.m. Eastern. We're kicking off FN Movie Night with David Fincher's Fight Club. You know, the movie that features Brad Pitt, Edward Norton, and an underground fight club. So don't miss it. All right, now here's a look at the latest Bond movie, Skyfall.